we were sitting down. I brought him to Sweden as a speaker to my group, and we had dinners. And you know, when you bring speakers, that's the perfect time to pick their brain, you know, because I want to know how they became successful. And one thing that he gave me was, he told Peter, when you do goal setting, when you are making goals for yourself, it's not about the stuff that you acquire and the money you make and the cars you drive, and you know, it's what you leave behind when you're not here. So when I'm gone, when I'm dead, people are gonna go, wow, Peter Jacobson, what a guy. He helped thousands of people. And he did this, and look at his kids. So I train my kids. You can see they have a hard life. The same way I do here. But there's no crybaby in my family, because I know that's not a way out, solving problems. No. Stop crying. Solve the problem. Come up with a solution. Do something. Because that's what it's all about. So, mindset. I love this, because the Creator, He gave us a mind. But He also gave us a subconscious mind. So in the big book it says, you know, that you are becoming what's in your heart, you know. But the heart is not the pump, you know. It's not the pump. The heart is the subconscious mind. So when I found this out, listen, Björn can tell you, I was a troublemaker. I was a troublemaker. So much that my life was in chaos, total chaos. And it was life and death. And my first mentor said, you're chaos on two legs. And we need to change this. So if you're willing, I can train you. But then you got to follow my rules. And you got to show up. He taught me about being in time. I'm telling you, I was Peter, 20 minutes late, Jacobson. I was always late. Because I didn't have respect. And he taught me. So one day when we met, I came late again, of course, and he said, oh, so your highness is showing up, he said. And I was like, well, what's up with you? He said, this is the last time you're late with me. If you're late one more time, it's over. What are you talking about? I mean, the tram. I missed the tram. Missed the tram? He said, it's your responsibility to be there in time. Then you take an earlier tram. Because I'm here. And if you don't show up, that means you don't respect me. Yeah, I respect you, Kurt. No, you don't. You showed it today. So, he taught me being in time. You think I've never, ever were late again? So I started to change the way I'm thinking. And then, when he taught me, he said, to think is to create. So if you think about this, to think is to create. That means everything starts from a thought. The room we're in, someone said, we're going to build a huge office building in Manila. Someone had a thought. It doesn't just come up by itself. Someone had a thought, these are the chairs going to be here. These are the, you know, we're going to have windows and, you know. So, and if you realize that, how many have been thinking a little bit today? Couple, okay. The rest of you, what you do? So when you wake up, you actually start thinking, you know? And you better believe it, that you start creating. What are you creating? The movie that calls your life. That's why people stress in network marketing, because network marketing is a beautiful business. Why? Because you have free time and you can do whatever you want and you can earn as much. There's no roof, there's no salary. No one can put a limit to you. You know, you work how much or how little you want with whoever you want. But it's not an easy business, you know. Even though it's a beautiful business. But you're self-employed. It's your business. You know, no one else. And some people believe that network marketing is a pyramid scheme, you know, or that you are working for someone else. No, you're working for you. And your team, you're helping your team, but the team should be glad that you came with the possibility to them, not the opposite, the way around. Okay, so to think is too great. If you don't have to believe this, but I do. And when I start thinking about this, and when Kurt started mentoring me, I went home and I said, okay, I want to find out how is this, you know, how is it working, you know? As you think it in your heart, so shall you be. It says in the big book. Okay, that means the thoughts that you have are creating your life. Okay, and so I did this. Have you wrote this down? Do you think it's great? Yeah. See, I'm fast. So if we do this, this should be a face. Okay, a head, but it's so I went home and I said, I gotta find this out. How does this work? Because I could see, you know, when I started marketing, it was by chance. I will tell you a little bit later in the next hour. But let's say this: I knew nothing about nothing. Can you believe it? I knew nothing about nothing. A little bit, couple of years with Kurt, he built some principles in me, but I knew nothing about nothing. But I got a sponsor, who was my upline sponsor, and he had so much love that he taught me stuff that I still do today. And it was tough love, I'm telling you. It was tough love. Anyway, so I went home and I started to think, so I did this drawing to myself, and you can do this whatever you want to do. I just made me, you know, we're thinking pictures, you know that? We're not thinking words, we're thinking pictures. So that's why I draw this, to make it clear how stuff works. And I was sitting there, you know. So this is our conscious mind, okay? Conscious. And this is our subconscious mind. Subconscious, okay? Yeah. Conscious. That means that we all created the same way. And this, if you really get this, 1 billion is not enough. If you really get this, you will walk out of this room today a new person. That means, right now I have senses, okay? I see, I smell, I touch, you know, we have the senses, okay? That's our conscious mind, which means that I kind of, have you seen Terminator, the movie Terminator? Yeah, you see when he's like, what do you say, he's like watching, and it's like, you know, he's like tracking the outside, and you know, the computer gets, we are the same way. We track, we see, we observe, you know, okay, you know, and then we gather this information in our subconscious mind, which means that we track, we watch with our senses, and we get a picture, because we think in pictures, okay? Pictures. So the conscious mind helps us track, you know, watch, observe, we smell. Have you ever noticed that smell can be a powerful tool in your mind? So when you have a certain smell, you go like, oh, grandma. Or something. I don't know if you... Yeah, you're laughing, so you have noticed it, okay? So it's a powerful tool that is buried here, that we can track stuff. We can go back in time and stuff. But it can also be our enemy. I will come to that. So anyway, we scanned the day, and we scan it, and a lot of pictures come into our mind. So 60,000 pictures, the science have told us, 60,000 pictures come in our head today, every day. 60,000 pictures. Those pictures is that role of the movie, which is the movie of whose life? Everyone said my life.
My life.
Yeah, the movie of your life. So those 60,000 pictures is your bank account, your car you're driving, the house you live in, the friends that you have, the girl you're married to. That's it can't be nothing else. How could it? So if you want to change something, you're going to change the pictures. That's why goal setting is so important. That's why you need, look, I learned to have these kind of notebooks from my first sponsor. He said, you got to have a notebook and it's got to be big. You don't want to have the little one. That means you have a little business. So it's got to be big, you know, like this, on wheels, you know, then you have a big business. Anyway, then he taught me, put pictures in.
Yeah. Nice.
So when you travel, when I'm in Manila, I can still look at my pictures like,
Gold bars.
come on! I'm soon there, you know, and I can put some. For some, perfection is a goal. For other, it's a way of life. Is it good to read that every day?
Yeah, yes.
Is it good to tell myself,
Yeah,
come on?
yeah.
Yeah. So I have pictures. So I'm living the way, I'm not just a talker. I live what I teach. There's no other way. You would see other teachers, they read a book. And they're going to teach you, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there's no power. There's no power. There's no empiric power because they haven't lived it. And that's why you need to live it to teach it. Because if you can live it, then your team will feel the power. Yes. Do you get it? Is that a nice book?
Just say yeah.
I can tell you how powerful this is. Look at that Rolex. That's good. I saw the most diamonds ever. My wife has this one, so it's not a coincidence that she has that watch. Because it was a picture that jumped in my mind hundreds, thousands of times. This picture in my living room in the United States looks exactly the same. 5, 6 years before I bought the house. How could that be? I don't know. I'm not the one who invented this. I just followed the rules. You know, someone said, don't conform to this world, but the renewal of your mind. Because 90% will conform. They will do, the video games. Of course, it's good for us. But I mean, it's not good to do video games, it's better to do presentations.
Yeah.
Okay? Then you can do video games, you know, in your mansion. Anyway, so we think 60,000 thoughts a day. Okay? And then someone said, well, I don't get it. So if we have 60,000 thoughts, and those are 60,000 pictures, and it comes in here, what happens then? Well, it goes into your subconscious mind. Not everything goes into your subconscious mind, because if that would be the case, that would be really weird. You know? Then we would like, you know. So the guy who invented everything, he was smart. He was super smart. So he said, I put a filter in. A filter? Yeah. So they don't have to go crazy. What's the filter? Well, the filter is repetition and emotional involvement. Listen now. So you scan the day, you have pictures. if you repeat, repeat, and you have an emotional involvement, the picture jumps down here, and it becomes a truth. That's what people have so hard time changing, because down here are pictures that they think are the truth. Like, why didn't I become successful before I met Kurt? Because in my home, we didn't talk stuff like this. When I grew up, I grew up in half socialism, communism mindset, where everyone should be poor. And if you had money, you're a crook. You stole from someone else. And I didn't want to be a thief. So that's why I didn't have money. I didn't want to be a crook. Do you want to be a crook? No.
Stay that way.
So stay poor. Okay. Until I met Kurt, who said, what? You can be whatever you want to be.
Yes.
You can make millions. You can go out and change the world.
Yes.
And I'm going, what? No. Because my old thinking said, no, Kurt is lying. This is weird. I don't get it. You know what that calls? That called dissonance. That's when the new information dissonance with the old information. So the new information better win over the old information. Okay, so 60,000 thoughts, pictures, comes in our mind, goes down in the subconscious if we repeat or have an emotional involvement. That's why you realize when you put goals down that you have got to have an involvement. You're gonna, wow, yes, I already have it. Thank you. An emotional involvement, and you can train your mind. Have you heard of visualization?
Yeah.
That's when you see yourself already being there before you're already there. Yeah. You visualize, like you can just close your eyes and see. And this is no hocus pocus. This is stuff that the Creator gave us. Athletes all over the world are doing this every day. They see it before it happens. They run, they see it, across the goal line before everyone else. And the same way it could be, because we have a Swedish guy called Sven Nylander. He was running, was it 400 meter hurdle. Listen, he was in like 3 or 4 Olympics, world championships, and he always became number 4. Number 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. Then I heard him speak after he finished his career. He said, on the starting line, because he didn't know this fully, on the starting line he said, I can't be number 4 again. I can't be number 4 again. Today, not number 4. And then he ran. Why didn't he become number 3? Because our subconscious can't differ from good or evil or yes or no. If you say, I can't be number 4, the subconscious can't hear can't. So the subconscious only hear, I beep, number 4. Number 4 again? Okay, we fix that. That's why you've got to be careful. You can't think away problems. You can't think away problems. You've got to put another thought, another picture. If you think of the problem just grow on you. Oh, I can't be poor anymore. And the subconscious go like, I be poor. Okay, he want to say poor. Okay, we can fix that. So you got to turn it around and say, I'm rich. Now, I have the ability to change. I'm responsible. I'm a winner. When I learned this, my little kid Charles, he went off to US, he played hockey, you know, ice hockey. You don't have ice hockey in Manila. Yeah. So he played college hockey in the United States. And when he was a kid, I had a CD, which you can buy later, probably if you want to. It's called Attitude. And on the first CD, it speaks about, you know, attitude. And so every time he went to bed, I put on that CD. So he fell asleep to that message. And before I left him, I said, Charles, what are you? I'm a winner, Dad. I'm a winner. Zit, zit. So he told himself, because there's no more powerful thing than what you say to yourself.
Yes.
I can stand here all day talking to you, but what you talk to yourself, your self-talk will change stuff.
Yeah.
I have another funny story that I learned from a German guy early in my network marketing career. And he said he woke up in the morning, because he knew this. So he woke up in the morning and, you know, early, like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, cup of coffee, and then he opened up his window and was shouting out, I'm a diamond! Then, like, after a couple of weeks, neighbors answered, yes, we know! But he was talking to himself. So before he went out to do presentations, he already told himself, I'm a diamond.
Yes.
Jan knows that German guy as well as I do. So me and John, John was in the company, what is it, 30 years ago, 25?
It's right, a little bit more, 31 years ago.
Anyway, he's a legend in this industry. Because was he born a legend? No. Listen, I start over. We restart the whole teaching session. Okay. We're now in, what do you call where you have babies in Manila? Huh? Yeah.
Hospitals, do you mean?
Yeah. Where babies get born. Okay,
Yeah.
so we walk in there, and we're watching like 10 births.
Nursery.
Yeah. And bloop, there's a baby coming, okay? You know. So, there's not a tag on the baby that says, oh, here's Lisa, she's beautiful, she's going to be a winner, everything's going to succeed for her. Okay, put it over here. You know? So then next one, bloop. Oh, here's Lars, he's a loser. Total crap kid. Is that the way it is? No. So you see, we're all born with the same possibility. It's just what you put inside of your mind. And some of us are fortunate, we had parents who knew this, or we went to church, or they taught us, or you had friends, whatever. But you know, somewhere along the line, you need to get this information. And you need to teach your people. You know, you don't have to tell them all this, but you tell them, you gotta have goals. You gotta have pictures. When you wake up in the morning, my mentor said, when you wake up in the morning, you don't have a plan, you don't have one. Wow. When you wake up in the morning, you don't have a plan, you don't have one. That's pretty fundamental. So before you go to bed, you gotta know what you're gonna do next day. Okay? So you can't start the day, you gotta start it before. Okay, we do that next session. Anyway, so back to this. So how do we know this is true? Maybe I'm just making up stuff up here. I'm just lying to all you guys. Well, you can prove it. You know, one guy, this friend of mine, Bob Harrison, he said, he has a saying, he said, 95% of all your decisions, you don't make. 95 of all your decisions, you don't make. What? No, because your subconscious makes it. So when someone asks someone, have you noticed this? You ask someone, oh, you want to be part of a big opportunity? And the response is like, no. They don't answer themselves. It's the information down here that comes up. And because someone told them, oh, stay away from people, shady people, you know, if you have an opportunity, it's probably criminal. Or something else. So 95% of all your decisions you don't make. So if you don't make only 5%, how can we change? Well, we start changing the pictures that goes in and who rule our lives. That means hard work. That means discipline. That means you can't live on old, you know, thinking or old stuff that you did yesterday. Because the one who invented the whole deal here, like I said, he's super smart. So he put us in a 24-hour. Because yesterday is already gone. You can't go in, oh, I gotta go in yesterday. No, you can't. Oh, I gotta go in tomorrow. No, you can't. Where are we? Right here. Right now. So when can you change?
Now.
Right now. Not tomorrow. Some people live their lives, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow never comes. For tomorrow's a new tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And then they go like, I don't get it. I have no success. I'm so unlucky. I was born unlucky. That's me. So they have a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell yourself you're unlucky, that's where you're going to be. I'm the luckiest guy on earth.
Yes.
Because I'm in this room with crowd one. Okay. How much time do we have before break? 10? Okay. Is there something interesting or should we just cut it?
Love it.
Should
Love
we
it.
go on?
Yeah.
Okay. So 95% of the decisions you don't make. And you figure out by now that the subconscious makes all the decisions. Because what happens, you get a question, you go in like Terminator, you look through the data, and the subconscious go, oh, stay away from that. Or do that. Or whatever. So we have to start thinking. That's why, people, like personal development guys or motivational speakers, they all have the same message. Positive thinking, you gotta be positive. Yeah, you're gonna be positive, of course. But I mean, it doesn't change very much just to be positive because, Shaq O'Neal, Shaq O'Neal?
Yes.
He's like 6'10" or something, 300 pounds. He can never be a jockey riding a horse. How positive he thinks. He's like taking positive thinking classes. There's no way. So positive thinking won't change very much, but it's a good start. Okay? It's a good start because negative is not good. I heard, I don't know, but someone told me that a positive thought you need to really nurture a whole day. Like a garden, you need to nurture. A negative thought duplicates every second. That's why it's so dangerous to think negative. It duplicates. Because if you have, how many live in a house with a garden? Okay. Did you water your weeds this spring? You did? You water your weeds? No. You don't water weeds. Weeds grow by itself. And the same thing with our brain.
We water the weeds.
Huh?
What weeds are you talking about then?
Weeds.
Regular weeds.
Okay. Now we're clear.
Yeah. Holland is a crazy country. We always thought they were weird in Sweden. What's going on down there? Okay. Anyway, you can succeed anyway. Look at those two guys. Okay.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Okay, so where were I? So 95%. So what happens? We can prove this, and that's the most important thing I think. To really getting to the core, say, wow, it's true. So let's say this. I talked about my son. He's playing ice hockey. You know, what happens is that our subconscious, when we come out, we agreed on that. We came out neutral, kind of. You know, we had the same chance. You know, same. We didn't have the same upbringing. We didn't have the same surroundings. We had the same chance of when somewhere in life, someone will come up and teach us this. Some will neglect and some will say, feed me, because I'm hungry. You know, you got, like Les Brown, you gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry to change, you know? Because if you don't have stuff, you gotta be hungry to change. And if you're hungry, the teacher will appear. The teacher will appear. One day he's just there. Maybe it's today, I don't know. Maybe it was yesterday, I have no idea. I'm not here for myself. I'm just here because I know someone told me to be here and deliver. Anyway, so my son plays hockey, and an ice hockey puck, you know, the thing is to get that black thing in the net. It's probably one of the hardest sports because you have sharpened iron, that like knives that you skate on, you know, and then you have the balance. You gotta stand on these things. That's an enormous balance. That's not like running in a soccer field. And then you have a wooden stick. It used to be wooden. It's now, you know, not wooden anymore. But a stick that you gotta move and take this thing and shoot it in the net. Then you have 10 other guys chasing you, want to kill you. It's got to be one of the hardest sports ever. Anyway, so the puck, it travels in 200 kilometers an hour. That's pretty fast.
Yes.
Phew! How can you catch a puck with your conscious mind? Because your conscious mind have 60 thoughts, but only one at a time. Only one at a time. You can see people try to have 3 at a time, but it doesn't work. Only one at a time. So it's like a movie. You change picture like this every second. So you got to tell your subconscious. You tell, okay, subconscious, that's not what you do. But when you go out and practice, you know, hours and hours. So I was a hockey coach. They had to learn, we had to get certification to be a hockey coach in Sweden. Then you have to do like hours of training, like meetings like this, and other people train you and tell you. And then we learned to have one skill in ice hockey, or in any sport. You gotta do it 10,000 times. 10,000 times before you know it. Before you can say, okay, I know this now. Then you can continue 100,000 times more. But 10,000 skating, 10,000, stick handling, 10,000 whatever, 10,000. That's a lot if you think about it. It's a lot. I can tell you, in a practice, the kids maybe touch the puck 40 times a practice, at most. Then you can calculate how many practices they need for 10,000.
So you do 10,000 presentations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can convert this, what I'm saying, into your business. I hope you're smart enough to realize that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this puck traveled 200 kilometers an hour with a conscious mind. It's going to be like this. There's the puck. Okay. If you're a goalie, you don't even see the puck. Because 200 kilometers an hour is like, what? Okay, try again. What? So you gotta tell your subconscious, hey sub, okay? You see that puck over there? Yeah. That's the one we're gonna catch. Oh, okay. Let's do it. What is this called? reflex. We call it in language. He did a You can't do that with your conscious mind. It's impossible. You're going to learn your subconscious to do it. So you can take the sports, same thing in our business. If you want to be successful, you can't be lazy. You got to be on time. You got to have a plan. You got to live, eat, sleep your business. You have discipline, building your character. You got to have a notebook, do meetings, hassle, take a lot of no's. Have you realized that not everyone says yes? Well, the crowd want to do. But I mean, you know, like,
90%.
yeah, in all other business. So this business is too easy.
Yeah.
But still, there are a lot of losers that say yes, and they do nothing more than sign up.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. We don't have to be angry at them. They don't know. We gotta tell them. How do you tell someone so they realize that they can actually make it themselves? How do you tell someone? With an example. When you show them a way out, and you show them your back office, say, look, I made this amount last month. You can do too. And when you show them in your appearance, because when you start changing your clothing, your appearance, you know, you start doing stuff different than you've done before. When you do handshake, it's not, you know, handshake is important. Not for you women, because that's another thing, but we men, we can't be a fishy hand. You know what a fishy hand is? That's not business. This is like this. Hi. Fishy hands, they don't make success. It's gonna be like this. Hey, come on, dude. Can you feel it?
Yes.
I'm in. Are you in? Ah. It's gonna be energy. And you women, you can do it your way. Because you have the women's,
Wait.
what's it called? List. Smartness. Anyway, so you see here, the conscious mind always works, operates now. But it's only one thought at a time. One. Because I can prove it. Last thing before break, okay? Everyone here, when I first started making money, I told my wife, we will lay in the bed, going to bed. I had my tape recorder. Listen, this is so long ago, so I had a tape recorder, okay? And I was listening to this Attitude cassette before I went to sleep. And she's like, are you going to listen to that every night? I'm like, yeah. Because I'm going to make $1 million this year. And she's like, yeah. Go to sleep. 7 months later, I made that $1 million. 7 months. So, what I was going to say, example, sidetrack here. Okay, it comes. Anyway, yeah, okay. So with my first money that I made, I bought a cabin, a ski cabin, up in, not like we don't have mountains like in Switzerland but we have mountains where we ski in Sweden. And we're pretty good skiers, you know, we have snow and all that. So I bought a ski cabin for my first money. So everyone now think of a ski cabin, how it looks. Have you seen a ski cabin?
Yes.
With ski, you know, snow, you know snow, white? White. So I say, stop thinking about the ski cabin right now. Stop, no snow, no white, no skis, no cabin. No cabin, I told you, to stop now. But if I say like this, Coca-Cola, what color is Coca-Cola? Red. How many thought of the ski cabin now? None. Because you changed. From ski cabin to red. That easy can you change. That easy can you change your attitude. You know, William James said, he discovered every human walking this earth can change his life by changing his attitude.
Yes.
You can do it in 1 second. Now it's coffee break.